Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick live stream. We're going to be playing more The Witcher 3 today, and I don't know what we're doing in the game at the moment. I never really do because it's not a story mission, but we'll see what happens. It's bound to be something out there. We're going to find stuff as we go. Guys, if you don't know the channel you're watching right now, it's called The Voice of Nick. I play video games live 3 times a day and 7 days a week. It's all story-focused games on here, and I don't talk over the story or cutscene moments. But they are what we call ultra-blind playthroughs. So that means that I don't talk over the story moments, but I do request no one utilize their own pre-existing knowledge of gameplay, lore, characters, locations, or hints in any way. If you want to see more of what happens on the channel, then type !games in the chat. You'll get a full list of all 8 concurrent gameplay series going right now, including The Witcher 3. I believe we may have even culled that list. I believe it's now 7 gameplay series. We're always going through stuff, guys. The 24th entry of the Twitch playbook is out right now. It is called Where to Find Inspiration for Your Channel. And this is going to help you to expand your horizons and not only look for inspiration on Twitch, which is obviously the most obvious place to look, but also the least interesting place to look, because then your stream is going to look like a lot of other people's streams. If you want to get truly inspired, look in other places, and I'll help you to find those places in that entry. So give it a look, guys. If you don't know the Twitch playbook, though, it is a free podcast that I created to help all of you guys in this community either create your own Twitch channels from scratch or improve on an existing channel if you already have one. Every episode is 10 minutes or less, so it's very bite-sized, and it's been coming out for the last 24 weeks in a row, so there's plenty of it. You can find it by typing !playbook in the chat. You'll get a link right to it. And it's a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. So you could really just type, or rather search the Twitch playbook on whichever podcast platform you prefer. You'll see it there as well. Now, let's jump into the show. Can we get some hype for the Goonie who sent over this copy of The Witcher 3 to be played on stream? Thank you to the Goonie for sending it. And let's jump into the game here. We have... Oh, the Goonie's in the chat. Welcome, Goonie, into the stream. And thank you for the cheer as well. Boom, that's a cheer fist bump. Goonie's saying, I'm so pumped for a full Witcher show. Yeah, you came here just in time, a.k.a. since the beginning of the show. Thanks for hanging out as well, Goonie, on the stream. Now, let's see if we can't get some coffee in here before the game starts. Yes. Coffee.
The Witcher's contact in Velen.
Goonie, how are you doing today?
The Emperor's spy. Hendrik was operating incognito in that war-ravaged land. His mission, to gather intelligence about Ciri.
I think this particular feature is a very good feature in video games when they do it. Like in, we've only really seen it in our playthrough series in The Witcher 3 and in Dragon Quest XI. But in both of those, it's very useful because for streaming, it'll tell you, it'll tell people who might have missed the last episode exactly what, we're trying to do right now. The only thing is, in The Witcher 3, it takes about 40 episodes to get from one objective to the next, so we're going to be seeing that one a lot. Alright, let's jump into the city now. We were actually, I believe, going towards the city. Here we go. Let's go through that way.
Got their asses whipped like a Novigrad whore.
You surprised? They tried to dance with a Witcher.
Where'd he come from anyway?
Perhaps you so curious. Ask him to
Look at this place. This is more of like a fortress than a castle or a city.
Say what you will, but his lass was different. She'd bring nourishment any time one of us fell ill. Always helpful. Killed her, buried her in the woods.
Or it were one of his bandits.
Gotta have that torch. See, they allow you to have multiple things in your middle click slot, but for my money, it would never be anything except for a torch, because I'm always gonna want to be able to read, or rather, look around. Kovir and Povis. Kovir and Povis are without a doubt the richest realms in the north. Few today remember that this was not always the case, yet their poverty was once literally on everyone's lips, in the form of now antiquated common sayings. As recently as in the days of Heribert and Quarrelsome, one spoke of a particularly impoverished person as being poorer than a mouse from Povis, called Bonebraw Koviri Delight, and referred to beggars as Praxides, after the bay along the shores of which these kingdoms lie. Similarly, few remember that a mere handful of generations ago, Kovir and Povis were still part of Redania. King Radovid I, known as Radovid the Great, handed dominion over to them, to his hated brother, Choydon, with one stipulation, that he never leave his newly acquired domain. Wow, is that how you spelled? Is that domain? Newly acquired domain, and not interfere in matters of state. Handing over this rocky scrap of far northern ground, where, the saying went, the year had 2 seasons, August and winter, was naturally meant as a cruel joke, a slap in the face for the overambitious Troyden. Yet time soon proved that Radovid the Great had made a grave error. Before long, it was discovered that Kovir's bare rocks hid priceless treasure in the form of enormous deposits of precious metals and rock salt. This discovery in turn led to tremendous growth in productive industry. Mills, forges, and workshops sprouted up like mushrooms after a hearty rain. Radovid III decided to correct his famous forebear's mistake and take back the northern frontiers of his kingdom. He was convinced the combined armies of Redania and its then ally Kedwin would quickly bring this ever more audacious vassal in line. History took a different turn, however, and Kovir won a resounding, crushing victory. Radovid III was forced to sign the first treaty of Lan Exeter, granting Kovir independence while binding it to eternal neutrality, a promise Troyden's successors have kept with great diligence. Until recently, Kovir was ruled by Esterad Tyson, a king as wise as he was greedy. Yet his untimely demise did not stop his lands from continuing to develop and blossom. Koviri metallurgists proudly compete with the best Mahakam can offer, and many believe the University of Lan Exeter long ago surpassed the famous Oxenford Academy as the leading seat of higher learning in the north. And so it has come to pass that over the course of a few generations, the inhabitants of Kovir and Povis have turned from paupers into princes, from beggars into bankers. Wow, good for them. They really, turn lemons into lemonade. That's pretty great. Goonie saying, dang, medieval disses, poorer than a mouse from enter city name that opponent is from. Yeah, that's a pretty good insult, except that apparently those mice from Kovis and the other place were the richest mice of all. You know what they're like? They're like one of those Silicon Valley startup founders who like wears sweatpants to like the fanciest restaurant in town. And then, but in San Francisco, they just know like, oh, if this guy's coming into, it'll be like a 5-star restaurant and the guy will be there in sweatpants and they know not to question him because it's like, oh no, this guy has more money than I'll ever have in my entire life. This guy made more money today than I'll have in my entire life. Oh wait, is this another new book? Temeria, a land where milk and honey once flowed. In what did she wrong the gods that they should treat her so cruelly? The Pearl of the North to some, she proved a galloping range for Nilfgaardian cavalry to others. As a country, it had survived 2 previous wars against the Empire. It was here that the war's bloodiest battles were fought. It was in Temeria where their most bestial deeds were wrought. It was Temerian civilians who bore the full brunt of these wars' horrors. And bear them we did, bravely and steadfastly, until the demise of our great protector King Foltest. Then Providence turned its fickle face from Temeria. Murdered most treacherously, Foltest failed to leave a Temeria a worthy successor. And so all manner of curse soon fell upon her, tearing her apart like so much carrion. She had no more allies then. None remembered that we had once been the armor protecting the North from the designs of the Mad Dancer, he who had the gravestones of his foes pounded into a ballroom floor. A free and independent Temeria is no more. A dark-faced sun looms over her every rampart. Yet we Temerians live on, and always will. As long as folk believe, the usurper who took our beloved capital Kachima to treat as his property will forever peer over his shoulder in fear. For in the shadows lurks not one dagger, but the power of a nation of daggers, waiting to deal justice's blow. I feel like we have read that one already. But such is life. Welcome the Curly Crew to the stream. Can we get an exclamation mark high for the Curly Crew joining the stream? A dog person. Oh, I guess Geralt would agree. He is a cat person in the sense Geralt is a capital C cat, capital C person in the sense that his eyes are cat's eyes. But I do not believe, is actually a lowercase c cat, lowercase c person in the sense that he likes cats. Because in the mythology of the Witcher franchise, cats hate magical beings because apparently cats are like the closest to the conjunction or whatever, so they can detect magic. And also in the Witcher TV series, when Geralt was a boy, he owned a white wolf. So I guess Geralt would also be a dog person. Welcome Curly to the stream. Can we get an exclamation mark high for the Curly Crew joining the show? How are you doing today? What are you planning on playing on this fine, fine Witcher day? Let's see. I want to go see what this merchant has. Hopefully they're going to have some Gwent cards that I can buy. Hello, sir. What's going on here? Missing. Anna Strenger, wife of the Bloody Baron, presumed kidnapped. Hearty reward for whoever finds her and brings her in. Wait, can I look at the other? Oh, yeah. Missing. Tamara Strenger, daughter of the Bloody Baron, presumed kidnapped. Hearty reward. This guy's just sitting here looking at these signs. Curly saying cats are terrifying by lore alone. Good to see you. I'm gonna get into some Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild. I saw that you were playing that on. I guess it was on Instagram. Yeah, that's right. I saw it on Instagram. Killing it with the Instagram, by the way, Curly. Good stuff. I wonder if I can steal this. Nope, I cannot. I cannot steal this. I hope you're enjoying it. I have not played Breath of the Wild to the end, but I played a good 40 hours when it came out, and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to playing it on stream as well. It seems like a good streaming game.
Spot of cider for you? Or a bit of dry curd? Me lad, it's not exactly bursting, but what I got's sure to please.
Goonie saying, Nilfgaardian Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Nilfgaardia. Goonie saying, I need to beat Skyrim. I have over 1,000 hours in the game, bought it day one. I just enjoy making new characters. Yeah, games that are so open-ended like that actually become really hard to beat because it's more fun to live in the world. I was like that with Fallout 4, where I really enjoyed the world of Fallout 4, and I really enjoyed Barbie dreamhousing my sanctuary town. I had like a 8-story apartment complex and all these different shop areas and everything. It was at the point where if I went into certain areas of my sanctuary, the game would just hard crash to desktop. So yeah, I was really into that, but it was so much fun. Like I never beat it, and I would like to beat it, but I think the interesting thing to me is more just being in that world. Okay, so we have some of these. We'll buy all his food, number one. Saddlebags we already have. Oil's probably useful. I think we already have a lot of oil. Goonie's saying, yes! Curly's saying I had to get a new controller to play Breath of the Wild properly. Oh, what's the new controller? Okay, I don't know where it actually shows my oil. Oh, probably on here. Does it say how many I have? No. But let's just buy I don't know, 8. Doesn't cost anything, really. Buy some Zerrikanian... Oh, these are all Nilfgaardian cards. Every card is Nilfgaardian. I guess because the Empire is largely Nilfgaardian now that, maybe that's, the common deck to use. Carly's saying, Barbie Dreamhouse OP! We actually have a Barbie Dreamhouse game on my Steam. I forget... I was gonna buy it to play it on a gameplay series with friends on an old website that I did, and I never played it. And so it's sort of a legend on this channel that one day we will do what we call the Barbie Nightmare Party, which is where we play Barbie Dreamhouse game on Nightmare difficulty. I'm looking forward to that. Curly's saying, got a GameCube controller. Nice! Oh, I didn't know you could play Breath of the Wild with a GameCube controller. That's cool. Goonie's saying, with the loot crafting system in Fallout 4, I can only imagine what Elder Scrolls 06 is going to be like. Yeah, ES6, I'm definitely pumped for it. I would like to go back. We did, we did Elder Scrolls Arena for a little bit on stream. That was like a really early gameplay series of mine, and I couldn't wrap my head around it at the time. But Elder Scrolls Arena is, for anybody who hasn't seen it, I want to look at this again too, because I haven't seen it in a while. It's the first Elder Scrolls game from like 1993, 94, and it's actually pretty technologically advanced looking, and especially because it was a big open world, and you could talk to all the different people and stuff. It was really good, but it was extremely punishing, especially in the dungeons when you're fighting these skeletons and all the monsters in there. But I want to go back to it and try and play that. Carly's saying it's a GameCube controller made for the Switch. Oh, I did see that they did something like that. That's awesome. I didn't know that, I thought it was like exclusively for Smash Brothers. I didn't know that you could play like other games on it. That's awesome. Thought about doing ESO. It's gonna be so long before ES6. Yeah, that's like a good strategy that they did. I'm imagining that's actually exactly what their plan was, because they announced ES6 so far in advance of when the game's coming out. And I wonder if they did that just because they wanted people to like get back into their other, you know, they love to sell Skyrim special editions and all their stuff. Like, I wonder if they want people to tie themselves over. And I have nothing against that, because I definitely want an excuse to play more Elder Scrolls, you know? Keep it in my mind. They know what they're doing over there at Bethesda. They know how to make money, as it turns out. All right, hold on. I want to read this book.
Farewell.
Carly's saying it's exactly what their plan was, and it's starting to work. They're smart cookies. Smart cookies. Oh, so this is a quest item. Religion and life. Let's do it. And should we thus submit our life to religion? Or should we interpret religion so that it serves our lives instead? There are as many schools as there are philosophers, and as many stories as there are human beings. And let us not forget elven beings, nor dwarven, halfling, gnomish ones, nor any other sapient creature familiar with the quandaries of the soul. I, for my part, having survived now more than 120 years, vodka and radishes work wonders, lend no credence to anyone who claims differently, can swear with all certainty that there is no way to reconcile everyone at once, and what pleases one will provoke whinging and sulking in another, and will undoubtedly cause a third to reach for his knife if it dares depart from his own narrow world by so much as a hair. What are we then to do? How should we live? Why, as we like, as our soul urges, disregarding all the brayings of philosophers and ethicists, those contained in this tome included, disregard them, as we would fairy tales or old wives' legends. Well, alright then. I guess that's a quest item? I don't know why that's a quest item. Thank you to Curly Crew for the host. Goody saying Starfield is your most anticipated game, second to Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I was definitely anticipating Red Dead. That was a big one for me. My most anticipated game of all time, probably Metal Gear Solid 4. I was really into that, or Halo 3. Halo 3 might be it, because I was like super excited for that. But yeah, Starfield, I would need to see more about Starfield to get into it, because obviously the implication is like, oh, okay, it's going to look like all the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games that they've done already, but in sci-fi context. But we technically don't know anything about it. But yeah, if it is that, then I am super down for that. I am super down for that. Oh, Curly's saying mine is Final Fantasy Remake? Nice! So I'm not really a Final Fantasy guy. I've never played any of the games before. I've never played a Final Fantasy to the end. I've played almost all of the Square Enix Final Fantasies for approximately 5 to 10 hours, excluding the MMO ones. All the single-player Enix Final Fantasies I've played for like 5 to 10 hours, but I've never finished one. And I would really like to get into that series, because I always hear good things about Final Fantasy VII. Curly's saying Starfield's my most anticipated to learn more about. Yeah, definitely. I want to learn more about that. I'm excited to play Cyberpunk, honestly. I've stayed away from all the stuff that they've been putting out about it, so I don't know anything about the game. I only watched the one E3 trailer that they did. Or I guess there's the one trailer that was like it was just like a still scene where they went through it. I watched that. And then I watched that one trailer where they showed like various scenes but no gameplay. I've never watched any of the gameplay things they put out, and I'm pretty excited to see that once it comes out. All right, hold on. Let's meditate just so we have our stuff. Goonie saying you're breathtaking. Thank you, Goonie. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I like it. Cody saying Cyberpunk looks so good.
Spot
Yeah,
a cider for you? Or a bit of dry curd? Me ladder's not exactly bursting, but what I got's sure to please.
I feel like we've seen this guy before. I'm sort of spoiled by Red Dead Redemption 2, where every single shopkeeper in that game is a different character model and voice. But in this, they definitely are a lot more varied than other games, but you will see the same guy in other places. Oh, Carly's saying it's a wholesome meme from E3 concerning Cyberpunk. Nice. I'm so out of touch with Cyberpunk. I've blacked it out so hard that I don't even know the memes
How
from
about
it.
a few rounds of cards? Gwent specifically.
I like that guy's knowing look. Okay, here we go. I like my deck that we have right now. Let's give it a shot. Send some hearts, exclamation mark hearts in that chat, ladies and gents. Gwent time. Alright, Scorch is good. I don't want this. Oh, Clear Weather, that's what we want. We have a Yennefer. I would like to get one of the ones that summons back in other cards. I mean, Yennefer does it, but I'm actually going to get rid of my decoy. I can never use the decoy effectively anyway. It looks like we got another unit card. Curly saying you'll have a fun time catching up when it drops. Yeah. Thank you for the hearts, Curly Crew. Okay, so this guy looks like he's coming in slow here. Let's match him then. There's no better way to know that he won't use a elemental card on us than to just put out the same exact cards that he does. Alright, Redanian Foot Soldier. Put in Redanian. We're just trying to see what he's got. Damn, he's got a lot of level 1s. Oh, but did he double it now? Oh no, these are different. These don't have that skill. Okay. This is not a worthwhile card to put out. I guess we'll put this guy in. No, you know what? We're gonna put in guys from the same thing. What we want to do is put in good cards now because Yennefer can bring them back. As long as they're not hero cards, Yennefer can bring them back. So we want to use our best card now. Damn. Alright. So if I use this, it'll kill his level 9 card, but to what end? That'll give him 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll have 14. Well, you know what? It's pretty good, actually. Let's use this. Got him! We could even bring that back if we wanted to. Oh crap, she's bringing back the thing! No! Damn it. Okay. Can I bring back... Draw one card from your discard pile. No heroes or special cards. I think this is considered a special card. Okay, we can't bring that back then. Curly's saying be back after a bit. Father's Day lunch inbound. Curly, happy Father's Day. And have a fantastic day. Thank you for being a part of today's show. Let's get some exclamation mark hearts in that chat for Curly. Happy Father's Day to Curly Crew. And let's get an exclamation mark bye for now. We'll call it a bye for now. To Curly Crew. Thank you for being a part of today's program. Okay, I feel like we're gonna have to see. This is a moment where I feel like I would like to have a decoy card. This guy has 4 cards left. If we forfeit now, that means we have to win 2 rounds with this amount of cards, plus the one that we'll get to draw. We're sort of at an impasse here, because I would need to have 6 plus 3 is 9 total. We have to pass. Yeah, we have to pass. Now we need to win both turns. Oh, and this guy has a northern deck too, so he also got an extra card. Damn, I didn't factor that into my designs. All right, we're in sort of a rough situation here. Let's see what we can do. We have to keep going until we win the round. So, you know, we can't let this guy win this round, I mean. So we have to see what he has. We can't fold. Oh, he killed our... Oh, wow, he really... Oh, wait, so the rain does siege cards. So now he has no cards. I think that we have won the battle of attrition. Wow, that was... Okay, so we're good. We beat him on this one. He has no cards left. He used all his stuff. I think we have gotten this. I think we got this. He already passed. Oh, look, and we drew another card. Okay. So, just for fun, we're just gonna put in all of our stuff that we can put in. What's the best thing we have? This level 6? 19-0, baby. Look at that. Holy crap. That was looking like a loss the whole game. And then we took it through. Can we get some hype in that chat? Exclamation mark hype in that chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm becoming pretty good at Gwent, I gotta say. Oh, we got Dolbleth on a scout. That's probably a Scoia'tael card, though. Let's see about that. Yeah, Dolbleth on a scout is Scoia'tael. We never get any Northern Realms cards. But we should really start building up a Nilfgaardian deck.
Do I know you from somewhere?
So we already read that one, Chronicles of Redania. I gotta pay attention when I am picking up books, otherwise I'm gonna start reading the same ones over and over again.
Brought home a bucket of peelings yesterday, the feast we had.
He's not scared. Baron finds out someone's stealing food from the pigs.
Oh,
Hello,
Wanna chat?
madam.
Me. My ears are twirling with hunger.
Damn, there's nothing in this house. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing.
You white one. Look like you got soused last night too.
Say what you will, but his lass was different. She'd bring nourishment any time one of us fell ill. Always helpful.
Got a
Buried
lucky
her in the
bread
woods.
today. Or it were one of his bandits.
Did we go in this house? Oh, this one was locked. That's right. Alright, Roach. Let's go.
Blowing hangover.
Paid a steep price for them gifts. Left ears gone.
Nothing but the prey, begging for spares us at least.
Why is that guy panting so hard?
Allowed to play near Cool Perch. Thistle.
Goonie's saying, please tell me you're going to play Cyberpunk on release.
Nana King.
Push you to the forefront. I don't really focus on new releases. The problem is that it would seem like it would push me to the forefront, but it'll also push, you know, 10,000 other streamers to the forefront, which would then also push me to the background. I do appreciate looking out for me though, but yeah, what I have found is that, especially having worked in the profession of video game coverage for, you know, 3 years, is that there's a lot of people with more money to throw around than I have, and attempting to play all the newest games every time they come out is sort of a very, very it's a great way to run out of money really quickly and then stop streaming forever. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to Cyberpunk. I may play it on release just because I'm excited, but I don't try to chase that stuff as much. Getting you the insights into the behind the scenes of the channel. Oh, The Last Wish. We got that book already, but that's actually one of the stories from. That's one of the stories from the first book. Actually, the first Witcher book is called The Last Wish. Anything like the guy in his sweats? Yeah, sort of. I mean, the guys in sweats. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Just staying humble. Yeah, that's definitely like, I mean, for me, I've just found that there's a lot of older games that I really enjoy anyway. So I really like, you know, waiting. But the other problem is, I mean, Red Dead is a huge example of it, where I actually stopped playing Red Dead for like months, if you recall, because everybody would come into the stream and spoil the game. Several plot points were immediately revealed to me because I was trying to play it when it came out. So it's a huge, I don't like that, a lot of aspects of playing games on release. And yeah, maybe I'll play it, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts we waited a couple months, which seemed to work out pretty well. And I'll probably do the same.
Who will protect us poor from the cutthroats? Who I am?
Diary of a Fire Swallower. I was at Loch Marine. That's right, the summit of the summits itself. We'd gone there, my troopmates and I, knowing there'd be a meeting of the mighty in the ruins. You see, whenever big shots gather to chew some particularly grisly fat, there's coin to be had for performing men like us. Tired jaws need to relax with some laughing and indulging in other sorts of simple delights. I learned this as a lad from my old man, who dragged me around to juggle outside courts and conventions all over the continent. And so now, plying my own trade as a fire swallower, I told the lads up soon as I caught word of what was brewing in Loch Marine, and we turned our wagons that way at once. I'm not much one for politics, but I couldn't help you but listen to some of it this time. You see, we Temerians had just lost our king, and our future was to be decided at that very summit, with John Natalis representing our side of the matter. Radovid was there too, a young pup then, though emanating strength like a grey-haired alpha wolf. It seemed that this wolf was licking his chops over Temeria like it was a ripe bit of carrion. The rest was dull, a lot of talk about the uprising in Edirn and its leader, Saskia, who they once called the Virgin, though I never got the chance to check personally whether that was accurate. The Nilfgaardians had a delegate, some Shillard fellow, and mages were there, talking about restoring the Conclave and Supreme Council of Sorcerers. I didn't listen to much of that. My eyes were glued to the unusually large number of armed troops present at these peaceful talks. Steel-plated grunts clenched pointy weapons and placed the ruins courtyards everywhere you looked. Radovid had even brought the Knightly Order of the Flaming Rose, those arrogant pricks ready to bash anyone who doesn't think the same as them. Though the coin was coming in amply, we didn't wait around to see how things would develop, just loaded our stuff onto our wagon and left at a trot. As we mounted the pass, we looked back to see pillars of smoke, black as pitch, rising above Loch Muine. Rooster saying, plus if you wait, you might get it on sale. Yeah, that's also true. The sort of like, first of all, welcome to the Rooster into the stream. Let's get an exclamation mark high for the Rooster joining the show. Yeah, the sales is a big thing for me too, because the reason that I've developed this, what I call the never-ending backlog of, 550 Steam games plus however many hundreds of other platform games is because I used to buy a lot of games on like the Steam summer and winter and autumn sales for a song, but then I would never play them because I had so many games. So, it's kind of like it's the same as having wasted my money at the end of the day if I have 500 games that I never play. And now I'm getting to work through them, but I try to do it where I only buy the game when I'm about to play it, and it has certainly saved me a lot of money. And yeah, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great example where like we were playing Origins when Odyssey came out and we were about to finish it, and I could have bought Odyssey right then because I was so hyped. But then we have ended up not playing it, or not like getting ready to play it for a while. And now Odyssey you can regularly get for $30 on Steam, which is 50% off. So yeah, I definitely like to wait for the sales now. Goonie saying, getting amazing games on sales like your own personal Christmas. Worth the wait for some games indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of games that you can get for like ridiculously low prices if you wait, which is fun for sure. Goonie saying, I got Odyssey for 15 to 20 on sale a few months back. Nice. See? There you go. Yes, there's a lot of benefits to waiting. And yeah, I mean, I've had my time of like, I've been lucky enough to work in the games coverage industry already, where I managed a website that we showed the newest game every week, and we had thousands of dollars to spend on giveaways and buying all the new games and everything. Like, I've already sort of lived that life, so I'm not really, I don't really need to like do it in my personal stuff, which is, that's I guess it's kind of freeing, like I've already done that on one side and it was very fun, but for my personal stuff I'd rather take the time and play all the games that I haven't gotten a chance to play. Because I mean that stuff that I was doing when I was working at a place, that covered video games, and it was like news and all that stuff, that had a chance to get to the top of the boards, you know what I mean? Because there would be like hundreds of people watching at any given time. But yeah, I don't have any ambitions to like get to the top of the boards by those means, because it's a game of money. It's a game of who has the most money, who can spend the most and continue spending the most. And I'm not interested in spending a lot of money to make my channel personally. How do we get up this hill? There's got to be a... Where's the hill? There's got to be a way into this city, unless there's like a closed door or something. Hold on.
Brought him a bucket of peelings yesterday. What happened to you?
Rooster was excited about Red Dead Game of the Year on Black Friday for like $20. Nice! Wow, that's awesome. That is certainly a good one. We're playing Red Dead again right now. Oh, maybe I have to go through this gate. We're playing Red Dead again now as, I call it my Tokyo Drift playthrough, because we did Red Dead Redemption, which is release order, obviously released first. Then we did Red Dead Redemption 2, which takes place before Red Dead Redemption, and now we're playing it in chronological order, so we're bookending Red Dead Redemption 2 with Redemption 1, because we play it first where it falls in release order, Then we played Redemption 2, and now with all the insights that we gained from Redemption 2 as a prequel, we're back playing Red Dead Redemption 1 again, which I'm really enjoying because there's so many things to find that are references, you know, that we saw as references in the second game. Rooster saying you should get the DLC. Yeah, we played the DLC on our first playthrough. You're talking about the Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption 1? Or are you talking about Witcher DLCs? Because, yeah, I'm definitely going to play those as well. That's an instance where the same thing where I'm going to buy those as we get to it, because I definitely know that... Oh, hold on a second. Can we get in here?
What did I do to deserve your company?
I definitely know that we're gonna get to the DLCs, but I know that it'll take us like hundreds of hours to beat this game. So I looked up the fact. I didn't look up like what happens in any of the stuff, but I looked up like when should you play the DLCs, because you know some games you're supposed to play the DLC within the main storyline, and in other games you're supposed to play the DLCs after the main storyline. And in this they said that they both are supposed to be played after the storyline, so I'm gonna wait on the DLCs until we finish. Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about Undead Nightmare. Yeah, Undead Nightmare is great because it's a completely different gameplay style too. It's like, you know, they have like the sort of like you're managing the different settlements, getting overrun by zombies and stuff. Like there's a lot of concepts in Undead Nightmare that it's not even like a palette swap of the regular game. Like they add a lot of new, interesting gameplay ideas into Undead Nightmare. And I love seeing all of the different characters, you know, show up in that world of the undead world. Goonie BRB, see you in a little bit, Goonie. Thank you for hanging out, and see you again soon. Yeah, I really like Undead Nightmare a lot. Hello. Got him. Good stuff.
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
Will do, Geralt. Here we go. I love that it gives you 20 experience points. Like, I'm sure that's well balanced for what the game is, but it's like, it just seems like such a measly number. 20. You know, most games are dealing in, you know, you got 20,000 experience for this thing, like, you know, these giant numbers. That's like my dad played a pinball machine in the 70s, and you would get like 1 point for every little, you know, like thing that it bounced off of. Whereas in most pinball machines, you get like, you know, 1,000,000 points or whatever. At the end of that pinball game, you'd have like 75 points, which is great, I thought. Rooster saying, apparently the abandoned town of Pleasance in RDR2 is a callback. I'm hoping they do something similar for Red Dead Redemption 2. Pleasance. Oh! I never even thought about that. Yeah, because it said there was like an outbreak or something. It said like, get out or whatever. Damn, I found that town. That's true. I guess that would be a callback to, you're talking about the Undead Nightmare. Wow. Good insight. I like that. I hope they do some kind of interesting DLC. Honestly, Red Dead Redemption 2 has such a great story that I hope that instead of doing like a what-if scenario, like I loved Undead Nightmare, but I honestly hope that Redemption 2 just does another canonical plot sequence. You know, I want to see more storyline in that game, as opposed to like a, you know, a sort of like hypothetical non-canon storyline. But yeah, whatever they put out, I will certainly play it. Yeah, we rather, Brewster, did you finish the Redemption 1 and 2 then? I suppose I should ask that before continuing to discuss such matters. Brewster said, yeah, or we could do any, you could have it be any character. Like in GTA 4, the extended story, GTA 4 had excellent DLCs because the game was GTA 4 with Nico, and then the DLC, the first DLC was with the biker gang, and it was a totally different storyline within that world. And then the second DLC was the Ballad of Gay Tony, which was the guy who was managing the club. And there were 3 different characters, and yet they all actually tied back in through like converging events in Nico's storyline. So like they had like these sort of loose ties that tied them all back together into the story, the main story. And then obviously GTA 5 built their whole game around that as well, with like the idea of the 3 characters that are connected. But yeah, I think they could do something like that, where it's like you just play as a totally different character that we may not even have met before, who like lives in this world. Oh crap! Oh, something with Sadie? Absolutely. Yeah, Sadie is so cool. That would be a great one. Or like, maybe it could be like the origin of somebody, like something about Dutch or any of these characters that we know from the game, like just getting to know more about them. There's so many great things that they could do with it. But yeah, so you're saying you finished both games. One of the things that I liked, it's not really a big thing, but in Red Dead Redemption 2, we went to the town, one of the towns that you go in Red Dead Redemption 1, and it takes, since it takes place 10 years earlier, it was the town of Armadillo, which is like one of the main towns that you like take all your missions from, and you hang out in. They have a saloon and everything in Red Dead Redemption 1, but in 2, since it's a prequel, Armadillo is like it's like a ghost town, and it's because it's racked by cholera or something. So like there's some kind of outbreak, and nobody, there's like people there, but they're all like, really emaciated, and it's like a really interesting thing to like. They don't really have any missions there, but you can kind of like get to know what's going on just by talking to people and stuff. I think that's really a great just bit of like environmental storytelling without necessarily having it be like right in the forefront, because a lot of games would be like, go to Armadillo and find out what's happening there, and then there would be like a whole mission, and I would be fine with that, but I just think it's very eloquent that they did it without. You could completely miss it. There's no like specific thing telling you to go there. I only went there because I was like, oh, I wonder if we can go here, and then we could.
Let's go.
Oh, we're just saying Charles too? Yeah, Charles is an excellent character. I love Charles. There's so many good characters in Redemption 2. And I feel like so the difference between Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, having played them now, is like, or having played through them, is like, when we were playing Redemption 2, I was saying, like, I love these characters, but, like, they're not in themselves, like, as memorable from the get-go as Redemption 1. Because, like, you meet Nigel West Dickens or Seth or somebody in Redemption 1, and you're like, oh, haha, like, this guy's great. But I think the difference is that Redemption 1 has great characters, and Redemption 2...
Air strange, like dropping into a deep cellar on a hot day. The mist.
Redemption 1 has great characters, and Redemption 2 has great people. Like, they're crafting, like, human beings.
Whoa there, Roach.
And with very, like, detailed sort of
Faster.
aspects of their personalities. And yeah, I really appreciate that about that game. Damn, is this some Wild Hunt type stuff? What's going on here? Heatherton.
Village wasn't plundered. Hut wasn't looted. These weren't raiders or thieves.
We know that the cold follows them wherever they go. I can't get in that house. Let's take out a torch. It's cold out here. Oh, so we're gonna investigate. Oh,
Great.
crap.
Face scorched. Hard to identify.
He said great. Oh, Geralt. Whoa, something's going on over there. Somebody fighting?
Be gone! Leave me be, whoever you is! Get away!
Calm down. It's over.
Aye, it's over. All's past, never to be restored. I'll not forget that ever.
Looking for a man named Hendrik, supposed to live in this village.
Aye, he did. No longer. They nabbed him in that hut. If you'd have heard the cries, sir. If you'd have heard how a man can scream. How he can suffer.
Tell me what happened here, step by step.
They took him. Took him all. The sun was waning, see, and the dusk went crimson like blood. Thought to myself, strange, the toads, I cannot hear them. I know not what happened there, save terror through and through. Hendrik screamed. Then he begged. By the end, he could do naught but moan. Weren't here long, the terrors. Yet the village froze like in the heart of winter.
You in that hut when they rode off?
No, and I'll not set foot there. Never.
Farewell, and peace of mind to you.
Wow. That was pretty awesome. This game is so cool. Can we get some hearts in that chat for Scared Guy? Welcome Marcus to the stream. We are playing The Witcher 3 right now. First time playing. Loving this game a lot. Let's get an exclamation mark high for Marcus joining the show. Welcome in. Oh, this one's locked. Oh, so we know the exact house where Hendrik lives now because I guess the guy must have mentioned where he lived, like when he told the story.
I didn't do nothing.
Here we go. How are you doing today, Marcus? What's your Sunday looking like? Is it Sunday? Yes, it's Sunday. Ooh, give me that loot. He did mention the town was not looted. Damn, this thing got smashed in. It's got to be a powerful thing to hit this stake and break it like that. Marcus just chilling. It's raining, so not much to do. Ah, it's so relaxing though to be just hear the patter of the rain. Unfortunately in LA you don't hear that very often, but in recent days you sort of do. In this recent year, there's been a lot of rain in LA. Mostly just annoying rain here, like when it's least convenient for everybody. But when is rain convenient, I guess?
Looks like folk were here moments ago. Whatever happened to the villagers happened awful quick.
She Who Knows. We read this one. Wow, look at the texture of that book. Yeah, The Lady of the Wood, we did read that one. Rooster saying, love a rainy Sunday. Good excuse to rest and do nothing. Yeah. Stop lighting candles, Geralt. I wish I could rebind the candle lighting key. Only the key that lights candles. Because it's the same key as the key that, as the one that loots things. And I just want to press E a million times and then loot everything, but I don't want to light a candle by accident. Kick that bucket. Oh, you can't. Okay, that's alright. Hey, I found this. This was Hendrik then. So you remember he said there was no way to identify the body. Look how inquisitive I am. Oh, there's a secret passageway.
Tortured him. Maybe they missed something. Need to check his pockets. Trousers are stiff, as if hung out to dry midwinter. Maybe hid something in his jerkin. Damn, he's cold as ice. Nothing here. Should check his boots. Blood, congealed. Key hidden in his boot. Gotta fit a keyhole. Somewhere nearby, hopefully.
Here we go. That looks like a place to use a key. Rooster's saying, I wish Geralt blew out the candles to put them out. Yeah, he'd get up real close and blow them out. Ladies and gents, that is going to do it for The Witcher 3 today. Thank you everybody for joining the show. We have actually started doing a storyline quest. Don't ever say I never do story quests. It may take me 20 episodes between each one, but every once in a while I do a story quest. We're going to do a raid on here at the end of the episode. And what we like to do on this channel is to assemble our raiding party before we head in. So make sure you copy down that raid message you saw Nickbot post right there. It says, Meatball Marauders are here to party. And if you paste that back on into the chat, you'll see that it shows up as your username color. We like to post those all into the chat there so we can get that hype going for our upcoming raid, which will be happening in just a second. But to anybody who doesn't know the channel that you're watching right now, it's called The Voice of Nick. I play video games live 3 times a day and 7 days a week. It's all story-focused games on here, and I don't talk over the story or cutscene moments, but they are what we call ultra-blind playthroughs, where I don't talk over any of the story stuff, but I do request no one utilize their own pre-existing knowledge of gameplay, lore, characters, locations, or hints. Now, if you want to see more of what happens on the channel, type !games in the chat. You'll get a full list of all 7 concurrent gameplay series going right now, including The Witcher 3, and if you like what you saw today, don't forget to hit that follow button. Up top, you see a follower goal of 8, I believe, and we're currently at 1. So we are past that beginning point, ladies and gents. We just reset that thing. The 24th entry in the Twitch playbook is out right now as well. It is called Where to Find Inspiration for Your Channel. And this is going to help you to branch out and find inspiration in places that you would least expect to do so, as long as you are properly looking. So in that entry, I'm going to help you to not just find inspiration on Twitch or in Twitch-related tutorials, but rather to look in your everyday life in places that you've been passing up every single day to find inspiration for your channel. Now, if you don't know, the Twitch Playbook is a free podcast that I created to help all of you guys in this community either create your own Twitch channels from scratch or improve on an existing channel if you already have one. Every episode is 10 minutes or less, so it's very bite-sized, and it's been coming out for the last 24 weeks in a row, so there's plenty of it. You can find it by typing !playbook in the chat. You'll get a link right to it. And it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on all the major podcast platforms anyway, so you could just search the Twitch Playbook on whichever podcast platform you like to listen on. You will find it there as well. Now, if you like the channel, you want to support the stuff that I do, then consider subscribing. Subscribers get a whole bunch of stuff on here, including the Voice of Nick emote, legendary status in the chat and Discord, 200 meatballs, higher chance to win in the heist minigames, and ad-free streams. Another great way to support the stream is to cheer or donate. Cheers and donators both get custom Voice of Nick voices as their shoutouts. On the donation leaderboards this week, we have in first place all the Wizard School bands with $2. That is a gold star and anonymous donation. Thank you to all the Wizard School bands. On the cheerleader boards, we have in third place Krabby XD with 700 cheer. That is a purple level cheer. Thank you to Krabby XD. Second place is the Goonie with 801 cheer. Thank you to the Goonie. And first place is Decap Bossman with 1,600 cheer. That is a teal level cheer. Thank you to Decap Bossman. Thank you to everybody who supports these streams. It is highly appreciated. You're directly helping these shows to get better. Every single day, I improve at least one thing about this family of channels here, whether it is improving, upgrading, tweaking all the things behind the scenes that makes these Twitch streams tick, whether it is creating and posting content that goes on the social channels like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, whether it is improving the Discord, whether it is updating the wiki, whether it is writing, recording, posting all of the Twitch Playbook episodes, all of that stuff, guys, is in large part thanks to all of you for supporting these streams by cheering, donating, subscribing, gifting subs, or gifting games. Thank you so much to everybody who does it, really. And speaking of gifting games, can we get some hype in that chat to the Goonie, who sent over this copy of The Witcher 3 to be played on stream. It is very highly appreciated, the Goonie, and it's a whole lot of fun. Now, let's see if we can find somebody to raid on Twitch. There is a lot of people playing video games out there, and we, of course, want to join in with somebody. So let's see who we can find. We have a bunch of people playing games at this very moment. Aha! But I think that we have found a good one to join. Now let's... Always gotta play those ads, Twitch. Well, while the ad is playing, let's all look through some other games, I guess. I guess the ads at least give me more opportunities to look for new channels. Gives you a moment, I guess, right? But, yeah, it's still kind of annoying. Now let's see what we have. Oh, somebody's doing a 12-hour stream. Cool. I don't know that I could do a 12-hour stream or like a really extended length stream, whatever it is. I think I work best when I am doing smaller streams, but more of them. That is my more comfortable thing. Aha! So, we can join somebody's channel, and the person we are going to join is Gold Carrot, who is currently playing Dead Space. And Gold Carrot was recently featured on the front page of Twitch, which is an amazing thing. So let's wish some congrats for Gold Carrot. Gold Carrot also says Gold Carrot shaved his head for charity, which is amazing. I assume that was part of, I know that he was doing a charity thing for the front page featuring. So let's all say hi to Gold Carrot and wish him luck with the Dead Space stuff. Now, I will see you all later for more streams coming up later today. But until then, everybody, bye-bye. Thank you for watching.